What is up, everyone? I'm Chris Knight, and you are watching The Real Review 3000 here with another trailer breakdown. And this time we're going to be doing it on Spider-Man No Way Home. Now, normally we do reactions, but today we're going to do a breakdown because last night, live on the Chaotic Conversation over on Chaos Central, we did a reaction there. And yeah, I got to say, this was pretty cool. Now, this is being released by Sony Pictures Studios in association with Marvel Studios, and it's due out December 17th of 2021, pending no problems, which who knows? I doubt that's going to happen, so I'm pretty sure we're going to get this on December 17th. Now, the synopsis on Wikipedia states that following the events of Spider-Man Far From Home, Peter Parker's life and his reputation is turned upside down following his identity being exposed at the hands of Mysterio. Seeking help from Stephen Strange to try and fix everything, things soon become much more dangerous, and Peter Parker must find what it really means to be Spider-Man. Now, there's been a lot of rumors in the past year or so about what's going to happen in this movie. We've heard that the Spider-Verse might be beginning in this. We've heard that perhaps the Multiverse was going to begin in this. We heard that Strange was going to be in it. And we heard things like Tobey Maguire was going to be in it as Spider-Man. Andrew Garfield was going to be in it as the Amazing Spider-Man. Possibly Alfred Molina was going to be in it as Doc Ock. Possibly Willem Dafoe in it as Green Goblin. Jamie Foxx in it as Electro. All sorts of crazy stuff. Now, this trailer has confirmed some of those, such as we do know Alfred Molina is going to be in it as Doc Ock. Well, more on that later, but we're pretty sure he's going to be in it as Doc Ock. Now, we know Green Goblin, more than likely, is going to have something to do in this also. Don't know who's going to play him, but, you know, Willem Dafoe's name has shown up, so it's possible that he might be in it. But we do know Green Goblin's going to have something to do with this. Now, we also know that the multiverse will be beginning in this. Now, I don't know about the Spider-Verse, but we do know the multiverse will be beginning it. Now, what does that all mean? I don't know, but I also know that we saw a behind the scenes picture on a green screen set with Andrew Garfield and Tom Holland, both in their Spider-Man outfits. And so we might have some pretty good confirmation that Andrew Garfield's in it. So with Andrew Garfield, Alfred Molina, Green Goblin showing up, knowing that the multiverse is showing up, that's like 4 out of the 5 or 6 things that could have been possible. It's almost a pretty good bet that we might get Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man, and we might get Jamie Foxx, and Willem Dafoe might be Green Goblin. But we're going to go through this trailer really quick, and we're going to point out some things that I noticed and do a little breakdown for you. So let's go over to the reaction screen right now. You guys know how this goes. Check the sunglasses. Get the headphones on, and 3, 2, 1, breakdown.
Oh, look at this. This is a good one. Some suggest that Parker's powers include the male spider's ability to hypnotize females.
Stop, come on.
Yes, my spider lord.
Can we just like stay up here all day? It is so crazy down there.
So looks like they're on top of the school or on top of a library or something where they're trying to get solitude. That's because Peter Parker's sitting on, putting his head on his books, and MJ has her head on a backpack. So that's one thing. So they're obviously trying to get away from all the commotion because they all know who he is now. And they're reading a paper there. Now, the paper, I don't know if it's a Daily Bugle or not, but it does say something about spider minions or spider something. And it's referencing, I think, his friends and his aunt and stuff, because later on in the trailer, you'll see that they're being interrogated. So I think that's a reference to that. Also, there's the on the back on the railing, there's something that says Defoe. And if I remember right, Defoe is one of the artists who's done stuff for Spider-Man. I could be wrong, but I know he has something to do with the Spider-Man. So that was kind of an interesting Easter egg that they put in there. But obviously they're trying to get a moment of solitude away from everything. This is probably going to be a little more bonding time between MJ and him. Again, she's not Mary Jane. She's MJ, but I mean, that's basically the character she is. She's Mary Jane. They're just not calling her Mary Jane. That might be something to do with the fact that, you know, they're just trying to change it up. I don't know. Until I hear Peter or somebody in these movies say, hey, Mary or Mary Jane or anything like that, I don't think it's Mary Jane. I think it's just MJ. So let's continue.
That's right, folks. Spider-Man is in fact Peter Parker.
Listen, I did not kill Mysterio.
All right. So right there, Jonah Jameson, you hear him and you see them show that, you know, they're talking about Peter Parker being Spider-Man. Of course, he's going to push this constantly. He's going to push it because that's what he does. He's tabloid-esque. I don't know if this is like the Daily Bugle's news network and he's in charge of that and the paper, or if the paper doesn't exist in this universe and he's just on the news network. I'm not really sure how they're going to do, but I do like they brought J.K. Simmons back. I think it was one of the cool things from the third movie, or the second movie, I'm sorry, Far From Home. So interesting, for sure. And yeah, so let's continue.
Drones did.
The drones that are yours.
Does any part of you feel relieved about all this?
What do you mean?
Now that everybody knows, you don't really have to hide or lie to people.
For the record, I never wanted to lie to you.
So right there, he's basically saying, listen, the lie was necessity. It's not so much a lie as it was necessity that I had to lie to everybody, because people should know that I'm Spider-Man. And I think that's going to come into play. I think that's very poignant that he says that, because he's basically saying, I didn't want to lie, but now everybody knows. So was that going to affect his ability to do things? That's the thing. And I believe it will. You see the interrogation of him. You see him throwing this down, because what they're probably doing is throwing down a file of all the cases that he's involved himself in, all the burglars he's caught, and maybe some of them got hurt, and they want to go after him for that. I think this is just going to show the mounting problems, and now that they have a person to go after, they're going to go after him. So, yeah.
But how do you tell someone that you're Spider-Man? Now everybody knows. But this isn't about me. This is hurting a lot of people.
So right there, other people getting interrogated for either to get statements, or they want to know what they were doing. Did they know? If you knew, why didn't you stop him from doing this or that? Who knows? So interesting.
I've just been thinking about how to fix all of this.
So, Peter, to what do I owe the pleasure?
I'm sorry to bother you, sir.
Please, we saved half the universe together. I think we're beyond you calling me sir.
Okay, Steven.
That feels weird, but I'll allow it.
Okay. All right. So we're going to talk about this here in just a second, but the whole snow and like frost in the sanctum of Doctor Strange is interesting. One, because it's there. Two, because he's not concerned. He's dressed in sweats, a coat, and his cape is over the coat. So very interesting that he's not concerned. This might reference that he is changing. He's practicing different spells and stuff. Then there's a slight rumor, because this kind of might fall in line with the storyline of Peter Parker going to Mephisto to make sure everybody forgets that he's Spider-Man. Now, why would that have anything to do with snow? Because if Mephisto is trying to cool off or be cooler, maybe he would freeze the whole place. That could be. Here in a little bit, we also see that the multiverse gets fractured, and so maybe that does happen in the storyline that I just talked about. It might end up being that, but I think that never worked in the comics. I think people didn't like the fact that Peter Parker, here's this good kid that was trying to do everything he could to be good. Great power comes great responsibility type thing. They didn't like the fact that he went straight to Mephisto. So perhaps what they're trying to do is, this is not Doctor Strange. This is Mephisto playing like he's Doctor Strange. It would have been nice to have Doctor Strange in WandaVision, because maybe that would have explained it. Maybe that could have been that. And then when it was revealed, it's like, oh, now it makes sense. Maybe. But That's pure speculation on my part, but it might play into it. But it also would play into the fact that Doctor Strange is still fairly new at all this, so maybe he's just messing around with spells to see what happens. Now, this part right here, you see the black spider suit. Now, I'll talk about that more in a little bit, but I think it's interesting that we get the black spider suit. We do see it's Tom Holland, and that is going to lead to something I'm going to say here in just a minute.
When Mysterio revealed my identity, my entire life got screwed up. I was wondering if maybe you could make it so that he never did.
Strange.
Don't cast that spell. It's too dangerous. Fine. I won't. The entire world is about to forget that Peter Parker is Spider-Man.
Wait, everyone? Can't some people still know?
That's not how the spell works.
So MJ's gonna forget.
All right, if you look right there, you'll notice that the ring around them is warbling. And I think that's in reference to Peter Parker is messing with Doctor Strange. Now, if it is Mephisto, we're not even going to go into that. Whoever this is doing the spell is being bothered by him talking and trying to say, well, wait, I don't want this person to forget about it. I don't want this person to forget about it. So it's bothering the concentration of the person making the spell. So the spell is already unstable, and you'll see the warbling of this ring.
About everything we've ever been through.
Stop tampering with the spell.
Oh my God, Ned, he's my best friend. Oh, my Aunt May should really know.
Stop talking.
Now, I don't know if this ball is the multiverse or a part of the multiverse or what that is, but it looks like it sucks a lot of different stars and different things, because it shows several different little quick frames of color and different things, and it all goes and compresses right there in that ball. So I don't know if that ball is a representation of the multiverse, because if this is perhaps somebody like Mephisto having that ball as in the control of the multiverse right there, you can pick it up or move it, and it's contained and easy to move around, which plays a part here in just a minute. Hold with me, because I'm going to bring all this stuff around here in just a second. But I don't know if that's a representation of the multiverse or not, but I like that little, how it works, and the warbling signifying that something's not stable.
What just happened?
Okay.
We tampered with the stability of space-time. The multiverse is a concept about which we know frighteningly little.
Right here, we see a lot of electricity on IMDb. Take it with a grain of salt, because IMDb is not infallible, but it does state that Jamie Foxx is back as Electro. Interesting enough, right? There's a bunch of electricity, so that's interesting. Now, also talking about the spider suits, we've seen 2 of Tom Holland's spider suits in this. The one he makes in Far From Home, and the black one, which we don't know where that's going to come from, but maybe we'll get that. And then
The problem is you trying to live 2 different lives.
okay, right here, I see this cube, and I'm wondering if that sphere is in that cube. It seems weird, because I'm trying to figure out this scene right here. The scene seems like there's a definite problem with Spider-Man facing off against Doctor Strange. Why would they do this? Well, Spider-Man has that cube, and if that cube has that sphere in it, could it be Mephisto? Could there be something that Doctor Strange is evil in this because he's been taken over, or it's not really Doctor Strange? I'm interested about that. Also, you see behind them, there's another like sphere or something back there too. And this looks to be like outside in that New York area where they had the Battle for New York, one of the streets they had in that. But this is very interesting, because we also see Doctor Strange doing something that his master did by separating their 2 parts of him, which is interesting. But I think it has something to do with that cube, which might have that sphere in it. But we have seen 2 different spider suits, because that, again, remember that.
The longer you do it, the more dangerous.
So third one showing right there, and we see somebody right here. I'm not sure who this is, but there's some. Oh yeah, this is the snipers and stuff. But we've seen 3 spider suits now. My thought process here is that while I think Andrew Garfield's in it, and if Andrew Garfield's in it, why not throw Tobey Maguire in there? They've been rumored for a while. There is some leaked pictures of Andrew Garfield and Tom Holland together. One of them is on a green screen stage in costume. So that does lead me to believe that it could be real. Not absolute, but it could be. But what if the multiverse actually has 3 different Tom Hollands in it, in different outfits, different times, things like that? Because we know Tom Holland does not like to use that Iron Man-esque, the iron spider suit, whatever you want to call it. But he's using it there. And then you see the black one, and then you see his regular one that he made. So is it 3 different Tom Hollands? Is that why? It does talk about the longer you try to be 2 people, the worse off this gets. So interesting.
Dangerous it becomes.
All right. More Electro. And now Willem Dafoe, that sound of his voice and that laugh and the Green Goblin grenade. He is the only one on IMDb I don't see, Willem Dafoe, but he may lend his voice and he might show up too. We don't know yet. But with everything I'm seeing in this, I really believe that there's a good chance that everything we heard, all the rumors, all the things, all 3 Spider-Men, Alfred Molina, he is in this. What I read on IMDb, Jamie Foxx is in it. Willem Dafoe, why wouldn't you throw him in? Again, same thing with Tobey Maguire. If Andrew Garfield's in it, you would want Tobey Maguire in it. Maybe for a very short time, because some people want more money. Tobey Maguire might want more money. He might not. But again, we know we got Green Goblin, probably got Electro. And then...
Be careful what you wish for, Parker.
Hello, Peter.
God, I love that part right there. Now, I also heard that the alligator, the lizard guy from The Amazing Spider-Man might be in this too. So that would be 2 from the original trilogy of Spider-Man, 2 from The Amazing Spider-Man, and then what would they throw from this? So people are talking about possibly having the Sinister Six. Vulture might end up in this. Who knows? It'd be interesting. And again, remember, this is supposed to tie into Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness. So this could be like a 2-parter, except one part's Spider-Man, the next part's Doctor Strange, and it might all meld together. But seeing Alfred Molina, though, it confirms it, maybe, because realize Marvel has spent money to shoot scenes that are never in the movies, and they do it on purpose to troll us, for better or for worse. So they may have paid Alfred Molina $500,000 and said, hey, come shoot this scene. You're going to say one line. We'll send you back home. We'll do some quick special effects and we'll never use it. Maybe, but it does say on IMDb he's in it. So I'm leaning to he's in it. For how long? Who knows? But like I said, it is really interesting to see all of the stuff they're throwing at this and the possibilities, maybe Mephisto. I'm not leaning on that. I'm thinking that that's not going to happen, but something's up with Doctor Strange. Either he's been kind of messed with, maybe Wanda, maybe Wanda's out to do something. Who knows? There's a lot of possibilities and open possibilities. This literally makes me a little less concerned for phase 4 here. Shang-Chi looks really good. The Eternals now looks really good. There's a lot of question marks about phase 4. I didn't hate WandaVision. I didn't hate Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I didn't hate Loki. I'm not very happy with What If, but whatever. We'll talk about that at a later date. But I think that they're showing that the phase 4 isn't going to be as bad as some people thought. Now, I might be wrong, but I think these are still going to be on par with the phase 3, 2, and 1 stuff. So let me know what you think. Lots of stuff to process in this trailer, and it's just a teaser trailer. So wait till the second one, like with Eternals. Eternals, the second one was awesome, but this one has a lot built into it, and I can't wait for the next one. Let me know what you think all this stuff means in the comments below. Make sure you like and subscribe. Wait till after this video, and you'll see all the ways you can support the channel. And with that said, I'm Chris Knight. This is The Real Review 3000, and I'm officially out of here. Please remember to like, subscribe, and never forget to ring that bell. Follow Chris Knight and The Real Review 3000 on these platforms. For email and Patreon, see the description box below. To reach the Ego, use the Twitter handle @TheEgo5150. We would like to thank the generous members of The Real Review 3000. Those members are Jesse Ritchie, JJ, aka SithLord3827, Lady Toriel, Yvette, Abraham Morales, and Anzo of Bigger Ford Entertainment. Thank you for your support and donations that help us at The Real Review 3000 bring you, the viewer, better content. For more information on how to become a member, click the join button below.